so much, Professor Patnaik. I want to first thank the opportunity of being here with you this afternoon. I'm really privileged to be among you. I have not been previously to India, and I think this visit and being in this institution as my first visit really sets a high standard for my impressions in India. I have fallen in love with this university, its philosophy and its people. I think you are privileged to be here. And for my experience, I think this is a world-class institution with a truly global aspiration. Since the idea is to share some experiences, I want to share with you my views on the relationship between theory and practice. This is something that, for a legal theorist, comes always in as a recurrent theme. Oftentimes, when I'm faced with legal practitioners in graduate courses, the first thing that they ask me when I teach to them legal documentation is, what's the use of this? How can I better improve my legal practice with this? Is it that I can make more money with your subject? Or is it that legal theory is merely a decorative subject? These questions have the same effect on me over and over, because I think it pinpoints a larger reflection on what we do when we come to a graduate program, and what the individuals that design the program has in mind. For me, I think that anyone who is a good practitioner actually is a good theorist. This means that whenever anyone needs to tackle a real problem out there in the world, it's going to be the individual that envisions the complexity in a simple manner. It's going to be the individual that knows what concepts travel well among disciplines. It's going to be the individual that can restate the problem in simple terms and then come up with an innovative solution. And this is theoretical thinking. Of course, when we are trained into a legal profession, oftentimes we miss the point that someone has to interpret the law, someone has to design the law, but a legal problem is far more complex than legal application or normative regulation. To have a theoretical framework means to educate oneself into approaches, into different approaches towards law. So for example, when we try to implement a professional program in law, a graduate program, the first 4 subjects at least try to be out of the box. We try to teach them, for example, soft skills in theories of justice. That is, how to justify different normative questions. Or to have a course on statistical reasoning. Just because oftentimes interpreting information and trying to make legal sense of quantitative information is a barrier for lawyers. Or, for example, we try to provide to them courses on legal argumentation. Just because we think that once logic comes into play, legal reasoning becomes simpler if you educate your mind into putting every thought in terms of premises and conclusions. So when a professional individual asks themselves why theory is relevant, the point is that professionals that are successful out there, the ones that create the solutions, are individuals that have the ability to see the concrete problem, make an abstraction of it, and then return to a concrete solution with an innovation. So I tell my students that in order to acquire a theoretical reasoning, one needs to endure theoretical thinking. This means reading different corpora of theories. This means doing exercises that will oftentimes not be obvious how to apply them to legal problems. But at the end of the first semester, once they have passed these courses, something changes. It is as if there was certainly a way of looking at legal problems that wasn't there before. So before there, it was merely a problem of an ambiguous statutory interpretation, and now it becomes a problem of public policy. Or now it was a problem before that of merely how to structure a transaction, and now it's a problem of forum shopping. What's the best forum for this transaction? Not merely broadens the mind, but what it does is that it gets you accustomed on being skeptical of simplicity, and at the same time of embracing complexity and knowing that no matter how complex the problem is, you can always frame it theoretically and then produce a simpler direct solution. So one thing that I wanted to share to you is my experience of what makes a graduate program successful for me. In Mexico, we have many different offers of graduate programs in law. Most of them focus on professional skills. And we've been thinking for the past 25 years that what sets apart a truly valuable professional is to perhaps study more skills and capabilities surrounding the law than the law itself. 15 years ago, this was merely a stake, was a gamble, was just some daring program, but nowadays we have seen, because of our graduates, that they have become in the market, most of them leaders in terms of their solutions, being presented in the private sector, in the social sector, in the public sector. And we have now gathered experience and asked them in advisory boards what really worked out there. Oftentimes, one can design a program and have a tremendous brilliant idea, but once it's put to the test, the final and ultimate test is what happened with the graduate afterwards. What were the results in the real world scenarios? And how those innovations at the curricular level translated effectively into a different practitioner. And we have seen that they come to us saying that they would have wanted more theory, that they would have wanted more variation in the themes. So for example, now they say, I want to know more about deep IT, not merely to know the ABC of technology, but to know very specifics about engineer because I'm in the telecommunications market. Or I want to know more about risk assessment. And at the actuarial level, I want to know the financial models of risk assessment because in the insurance market, this gives me an edge. Or they say, I want to know more about psychology, clinical psychology, because dealing with victims, this is a neat, a basic skill that really produces a different standard of care in my arguments when I'm dealing in the high court with victims. So the impression that we have got back is that they want more of other skills other than law. But then again, don't we need to teach them law then? Because this looks paradoxical, that a graduate program in law, in this case a master's program in human rights, actually it's focused by half on non-legal themes, and yet the graduates are claiming that they would need a vaster diversity of skills. I think the way of posing or reframing this conundrum is that we can teach law in different ways. And I think it is a prejudicial way to say that the only way to teach law is by doing it from the legal concepts. Look at this example. One can teach the notion of due process in terms of human rights from the angle of a treaty, or the Constitution, or even legal doctrine. Or one can start with a very specific situation when someone is detained, and then ask about the context of the detention. Inquire about the infrastructure surrounding the detention. Seeing what are the tendencies among the judges that will eventually qualify the detention. And then, of course, looking at what the text corpora says and the legal materials are stated. This approach is also teaching law, but doing it so in context. So I guess one thing that we have learned from our experience is that successful professionals are the ones that are good theologians. They have a robust theoretical thinking, and they have an aptitude to be an open mind to diverse disciplines, and that face every legal problem within its context. And that is, that they see that the law is only one ingredient, a very important ingredient within a legal problem. And I want to encourage you to think of the enterprise that you have just taken upon, that is to complete a master's program, as an investment within your own legal thinking. Try to adhere and to adapt to whatever challenges the text and subjects pose to you, and try to think that you will be valuable at the end of your training, not so much because of the amount of information that you know about the law, but about how many things you can do with the law. I think the underlying philosophy would be, in a nutshell, that it's better to do things with the law, and know how to do things with the law requires to know other know-hows that are important to the law. Not merely because it will open and broaden your way of tackling problems, but because you will need them out there to be creative, to be innovative, and to stand out in front of others who would still continue to think that to be valuable out there means merely to have legal information, to be educated under the paradigm of the legal data and not legal knowledge, which means, in a very distinct line, that once you have acquired the skills, you can keep adding value to the information. And adding value to the information means knowing how to transform whatever everyone knows into a distinct product, into an innovative product. This is one thing that I wanted to share with you. The other thing that I want to share with you is that I think your generation, perhaps not mine, but your generation will face a tremendous challenges in many directions in the legal profession. One thing that struck me as interesting this past summer was that I had access to a report from the American Bar Association that was commissioned to Dan Rodriguez from Northwestern University, Chicago, to explore what was the future of legal services. Because there's a difficulty in the American market. The difficulty is that for the past 20 years, the demand for legal services has been increasing at rates really incredible, almost 40% in the past 15 years. The demand for legal services has been increasing, yet no one is enrolling in law schools, yet no one is hiring law firms, yet no one is paying for junior lawyers in law firms. And this is a global tendency. And what is the market demanding, if not lawyers, if not law firms? What is the market demanding then? Well, legal services. But in what form of legal services? They are demanding in-house lawyers who can deal well with other disciplines. They are demanding individuals who can become curators of the regulatory framework. They are demanding, for example, and it's surprising, something that they call legal knowledge engineers, which are individuals that work along with innovators, technologists, pharmaceuticals, and translate the added value process of the business into legal terms. They want individuals who can lower the cost of transactions instead of the vision of the lawyer that is a nibbler of the income. That is, whenever someone generates income and has to pass for a lawyer, the lawyer will nibble part of that income because he will charge to intervene in the transaction. That model is obsolete. So the big question posed for the law schools at the ABA is how we're going to transform the way we create professionals in order to meet these 40% of demand on legal services that are not demanding traditional lawyers, that are not demanding law firms. There will always be a market for, a very small niche market for tailored cases. So Samsung versus Apple, of course they will hire the big firm. But let me tell you that nowadays, no one hires in a big litigation a law firm for the discovery phase. They will hire a company that specializes in e-discovery. They will put all the documents, emails, pass it through an algorithm, and then have one legal knowledge engineer that will scrutinize the result of the algorithms, instead of having 100 lawyers looking into documents, emails, memorandums. So I think the second thing I want to share to you is perhaps a warning that the legal profession is changing, and it will change more. That the science fiction of technology has really impacted the legal profession, and that if someone wants to become ready for the future, it will need to become more theoretically oriented.